Hello everyone, my name is Shonda and welcome to my channel Under the Needle. So tomorrow is February 1st. February is a sad month for me. Sad month. And the reason why is because it is no fabric February. I did this last year. It was a challenge to myself. I picked February because they both start with an F, and then also February is the shortest month of the year. So, and basically, it's exactly how it sounds. For the month of February, I purchased no fabric. No fabric, no patterns, no notions, nothing. This is going to be tough. It was tough last year. I feel like it's going to be even harder this year. I feel like this is going to be very, very, very difficult for me this year. But I'm going to give it a shot. Usually in order to be successful, like last year, I turned off all of my notification emails. So like notification emails and texts about, certain sites and their sales. I unsubscribed from everything and turned it all off. That's how it started. I just turned it all off, and I was like, okay, because if I get these daily reminders of these deals, I'm never going to be able to do this. I am not going to be successful. No. Now I still get my subscriptions. I'm not turning off my subscriptions to my boxes, so I still get fabric to some degree, right? I still get all of my subscriptions, but my subscription boxes. So I do get fabric that I get to open. I'll still get my Stashing with Stephanie. I'll still get my Open Gate. I'll still get my Sew Sampler. And I'll still get my Color Club. So I'm still going to get fabric, but the normal purchases that I would make, I cannot make those. I cannot make those. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to be. I did not realize how addicted I was to purchasing fabric until I couldn't buy any for a month. And I made it through, but I'm not. I'm trying to be optimistic for 2022, but I just don't know how it's going to go. I really don't. I don't know how this is going to go for me. Like I don't know how this is going to go for me. This is like worse than not eating. Like in my everyday life, I try not to eat sugar, right? In September of 2020, I was like 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And I lost weight by giving up sugar. And when I say sugar, I mean not just sweets. I mean rice. I mean potatoes. I mean bread. I mean everything. Sweet potatoes, carrots. I mean, I still eat the occasional carrot, but yeah, all of it. All of fruit, occasional couple of blueberries or strawberries, and that's it. Give it all up. And I think the fabric thing is even harder. Like the sugar thing was tough, but the fabric thing is like, woohoo! That's hitting me where I live. Like that's hitting me where I live with the fabric. So we're gonna give this a shot. We're gonna try this out. We're gonna see how it goes. I'll provide you guys some updates. What I'll probably do is combine uh, my no fabric February updates with my sew along updates. So let me give you guys some updates on my sew along. I forgot. I should have brought the blocks over. Um, let me pause the video. One moment. I'm sorry about that. I've got like stuff in the face. Okay. Anyway, so I'm doing two sew alongs right now. I'm doing the dog pile sew along and the Jackie sew along with Gudrun Erla. So update on my dog pile quilt along. I think I'm doing pretty well. So this is our schedule. There's 4 blocks. So we're basically supposed to, week 1, we're supposed to cut our fabric. Week 2, we were supposed to make 1 block. We are now in week 3. We're supposed to make another block. We basically make a block a week, and then the final week is assembling. As I said before, I'm not doing that because this pattern has 29 different pieces. Now, I'm not doing the scrappy border, so I have 28 different pieces, 28 different pieces. And to me, to have to go through all of those A through C3, because that's how many different pieces there are, and have to do that 4 different times, to me, that seemed like it was just going to take a long time. It was going to be, to me, I felt like it was going to be way easier to chain piece and do the same type of, that way I'm doing all of a same unit together. I know I'm not saying that right, but looking at the instructions, there are, I think, 33 different steps to put the blocks together. So before we get to the border and all of that stuff, just putting the blocks together, there are 33 different steps. So what I'm trying to do is do 8 steps a week, right? So if I do 8 steps a week, then I'll have, by the 4th week, I'll have all the four puppy blocks put together. So I've done steps 1 through 17. Steps 1 through 17 take you through putting the little dog face together. And I've got my little 4 dog face blocks that I put together. Now, I'm not using my best fabric for this because I really don't have anybody to gift this to. I don't have any kids or babies that are young enough to want this or appreciate this. So I'm just using some of this bundle I picked up, I think from Marshall Dry Goods or thereabouts or something like that. This is basically all the same pattern of fabric but just different colors. And so these are my little puppy faces. I think they're so cute. So I've got 2 different colorways. So I've got the green coral colorway. I just kind of, on one puppy, the ears and the nose are green, and the rest is coral, and then the opposite on the other puppy. And then my other colorway is the pink and purple. So we've got this little puppy here, and this little puppy face here. I think these are absolutely adorable. So, basically I did my 8 steps for week 1, and I've done my 8 steps for week 2. So I am caught up on this sew along as far as my 8 steps a week. So the next piece that I'll be working on for next week will be steps 18 through, I'll probably do 18 through 24. Yeah, 18 through 24 will take me through the tail section. And then the final week, I'll do the bone section for the little dog's bone. Let me show you guys this pattern. So I've got the puppy face together. And that was steps 1 through 17. And then next I'll be doing this bottom section here. That'll be week 3. And then week 4, I'll do the bone. And then week 5, we'll be putting it all together. So that's kind of how I'm doing this sew along or doing this quilt along, because I feel like that's just, that makes the most sense for me, and will allow me to put it together the easiest. So my Jackie sew along, I'm up to date with that as well. Week 2 starts tomorrow because we do this every Tuesday on her Tipsy Tuesday show. So last week, our assignment, and I am a bit ahead, right? Because I like to work ahead, because sometimes I get lazy and then I don't sew for days. Like sometimes I won't sew for days. Like, so I have to, work ahead. So when I get going, I'll try to, really get going and get some stuff done. So for week 1, really all we had to do was put our strip sets together and subcut those strip sets, which I've done. And here's my 3rd set. So I got all of my strip sets done. And that's really all we had to do. But I've done all of my cutting. All of my cutting is done. So all of the triangles we had to cut are done. And then all the other little, everything, all the other strips we had to do was done. And my background strips, all of that is cut. And I put together 5 blocks. So I'm going to show you guys the 5 blocks that I put together. I think I showed you guys one in a prior video, but I'll show you guys all 5. I love how these are coming out. I love how my background kind of fades, and it lets the fabric be the star, which is what I wanted. And I also like how that background goes with every colorway. And it just kind of, it's there, but it kind of just recedes into the background. And this is block and block 5. So I love how this is coming out. I think I'm probably going to do some sewing today. I did some sewing yesterday. I worked on the dog pile yesterday. I have not worked on this quilt since I put these 5 blocks together. So it's probably sometime last week was the last time I worked on this quilt. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do some sewing today. I think the next step for us is going to be to start to assemble parts of the block. So I'm going to do that. So next we'll be working with the triangles and the strip sets, and that'll be the next step that we do. So I'm probably going to go ahead and get a jump on that, so that I don't get behind, right? Because I want to get these done. I want to get both of these done, and then also I've got the retreat coming up in March. So I definitely don't want this hanging around, right? I don't want these 2 quilts hanging around while I wait for the retreat, because I think what my plan is, what I think I want to do here, is that once I finish both of these quilt tops, the dog pile and the Jackie quilt, once I'm done with that, and I guess I should have showed you guys what the Jackie quilt looks like. I have the book around here somewhere. Y'all, it's a mess in here. I mean, I don't think y'all understand. Anyway, the book is around here somewhere. But I did show you guys in a previous video what the quilt looks like. You see what the blocks look like, so I guess you kind of get it, right? So yeah, I want to sew ahead so that once these 2 quilt tops are done, I don't want to do any other piecing. So that's kind of the goal, is get these 2 tops done. And then in the time period between when these tops are done in the retreat, I just want to work on cleanup and organization and finishing some tops. So that's kind of my goal. Get these 2 out of the way, and then once they're done, don't start anything new. That's going to be tough, y'all. I'm always starting something new. So don't start anything new and just work on finishing up some tops while I wait for the retreat to begin. That's kind of UFOs only, nothing new. UFOs only. So I think that'll be good. The retreat is, I think, mid to late March, and so theoretically I'll have a good, if I get these done on time, I'll have a good 3 or 4 weeks to work on UFOs while I just kind of wait for the retreat to start. So that's kind of a plan. And also, like I said, also clean up an organization, because I am going to be moving, not my house, just my sewing room. So that move is going to be a bit easier. That transition is going to be a bit easier if I have some things organized and not so all over the place. So that's the goal. No Fabric February. Work on my dog pile quilt. Work on my Jackie quilt. Get that done. And then just work on UFOs. I did find a local quilter. I have not talked to her or called her yet, but I had said in one of my other videos that I might want to send a couple of tops out. I don't normally want to do that, right? Because I do like for my quilt to be mine. I like for the whole thing to be mine, pieced, quilted by me. But the reality is I've got many tops around here, and I don't mind the quilting so much, but the basting is, I mean, if I could have a long arm just so I didn't have to baste again, I'd be happy, right? So, one day let's get my own long arm. That way I can quilt my own quilts on a long arm, computerized long arm, right? Because if it's computerized long arm, it's still mine, even though the computer did the stitching, right? Maybe. I think so. Um, so yeah, there's that. There's that. I'm still, it's very, very reasonably priced. Um, she has an offer to include the batting, um, which is like, probably an extra 20 to $30 per quilt, depending on the size of it. Most of mine are lap size, so about $25 extra per quilt. So I can probably just giving an average of what the size quilts that I make. Um, I'm thinking each quilt will probably be with the batting, about maybe about $125 per quilt. So I'm hoping to be able to send out four. Four would be a nice start to kind of get some of them done. And then if I can get two done on my own, then that'll be six. And we'll be making our way. We'll be making our way. Making our way downtown. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know the words, but I do like that song. It's a catchy jingle. Anyway, that's it for me. That's my update. No Fabric February. There's gonna be a lot of tears for me next month. A lot of stress and anxiety as I deal with my addiction. So signing off, and I will see you next video.